3 days after the verdict now, still a good deal of anger and protest and other reaction to George Zimmerman's acquittal in the killing of Trayvon Martin. For the first time, one of the jurors has spoken out about the case, while the U.S. Attorney General is taking on the so-called stand your ground laws. On a rainy night outside court in Sanford, Florida tonight, NBC's Ron Mott joins us once again with the latest. Ron, good evening.
Good evening, Brian. Folks outraged by this verdict are starting to direct their frustration a bit. They're now targeting lawmakers and those so-called controversial self-defense laws known as Stand Your Ground.
The word is ours.
For a third straight day, more demonstrations, mostly modest in size. Downtown Houston, Florida's capital, Tallahassee.
We are here because Trayvon cannot be.
Where Governor Rick Scott's office was overtaken in his absence. In Los Angeles yesterday, what started out calmly
they're beating somebody up,
turned violent by night.
We deployed over 300 police officers, dozen arrests, multiple incidents of vandalism, several incidents of assault. This will not be allowed to continue.
With issues of race still front and center, following George Zimmerman's acquittal, the first juror to speak publicly appeared on CNN.
I think if there was another person, Spanish, white, Asian, if they came in the same situation they were Trayvon was, I think George would have reacted the exact same way.
Today, Attorney General Eric Holder, under pressure for the Justice Department to bring charges against Zimmerman, took issue with so-called stand your ground laws during a speech at the NAACP annual convention in Orlando.
We must stand our ground to ensure that our laws reduce violence and take a hard look at laws that contribute to more violence than they prevent.
The lesson we take from Mr. Martin is that we do not have the luxury to just exist in life.
At an enrichment forum at Morehouse College, Trayvon Martin's death and the verdict were the focus of discussions.
When the verdict happened, I wasn't surprised. But much like everybody else, I felt a feeling of despair, of anger, and having that feeling made me feel like there's so much more work that needs to be done.
In their first TV interview since the verdict, George Zimmerman's parents offered their apologies to Trayvon Martin's parents, saying they are deeply sorry for this tragedy. Brian?
Ron Mott, Sanford, Florida, again tonight. Ron, thanks.